Good evening, it's Ghost. A friend of mine reached out a couple of weeks ago to tell me about an art market happening in March. I've always wanted to try running a stall, but unfortunately I haven't had much luck when applying, but I figured this was at least a good chance to try and prepare for one. A solid deadline would give me a clear direction, and I may as well try. I have a habit of getting carried away, so I knew I had to nail down what products I wanted and what characters I wanted represented. Washi tape was non-negotiable, notebooks would be fun to design, embroidered keychains sounded really cool, memo pads are useful, and prints and stickers are a given. As for characters, I thought I narrowed it down, but along the way I had to be even more picky. I chose Zandik, Wanderer, Durin, Kole, Layla, and Tainari. Yes, of course I'm doing Genshin. I do have OCs, but this particular market was more fandom based. Let's start with notebooks. I actually started these designs months ago, but I finally had an excuse to finish them. I've only done 2 for now because of the amount of time that goes into perfecting them, especially with this first one. I knew I wanted it to be themed after Sumeru's desert and all of its symbolism, and I fell down the rabbit hole of theories and research. I thought this could also be a concept for Zandik's notebook, so I wanted it to be specific to his research. Eventually I came to a composition that I really liked, and I tinkered with it from there. Wanderer's cat design, dubbed Scarammeow, is something I have drawn countless times, and I knew it would be adorable on a notebook. The initial drawing was something I started, I think, almost a year ago, so it was mainly the framing that I focused on. I had a million reference photos open on the side of my screen so I could collage all his different motifs into something aesthetically pleasing. Next is keychains. A few weeks ago I started making emotes to put on my VGen. Speaking of, if you'd be interested in commissioning me for a drawing of your OCs or your favourite characters, you can find me in the link in my bio. I really liked the second drawing and I thought it'd make a cute phone charm, so I took the design and I did my best to emulate the same posing and style. Durin was really tricky because I couldn't figure out how to draw his proportions in perspective. Zandik and Kole were much easier to figure out. I also turned these into memo pads. I added a few extra details so they didn't look too plain, and a couple of lines in the top right corner, possibly for dates. I left the rest blank so people can write in their own format. Washi tape was what I was most excited for. For this one I immediately knew the direction I wanted to go. Talking more about Durin's character, for those who don't know him, he was originally part of a storybook written by a witch, his mother. He was once a dragon that terrorized the city, but in reality he just wanted to play, and was too big for his spirit. He isolated himself in the hope of not hurting others, so his future friends set out to rescue him. I wanted the tape to follow all the different characters in his story, and in the style of the game's graphics. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you already know I'm obsessed with Zandik, so of course I had to make a design inspired by him. Although he's a menace, I wanted the atmosphere to be more calming. In his younger years, he studied at the academia and left millions of notes all over the forest and the desert, documenting his discoveries and also his crimes. I also wanted to capture those moments. I went a bit off course for this one, but it's still a little bit related to Zandik as he was one of the 4 people asked these questions, but the questions themselves were first asked by Nabu Malakata. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She's the goddess of flowers. She's tied to a place in the desert called the Eternal Oasis, which is what I designed the background after. I wish I could have done more tapes in time, but unfortunately this was the last one I could finish for now. The art I'm using for prints is from over the past couple of months, maybe half a year, but it's all things I still really like. I've been deep diving into studies and anatomy books to try and improve, and I'm slowly feeling more confident in my style. I still have a way to go with all the preparation, and applications end early March, so I'm slightly panicked because I know the actual products, once I deliver them, won't arrive until April, and that's if I'm lucky. I'll make a part 2 once I'm through the process, because even if I don't get into this market, I'm definitely going to keep trying for others. Speaking of it nearly being March, my February colouring page and wallpaper will be up on my Patreon soon. I'll also be uploading some of the artworks I've done in high resolution for digital download, if that's of interest to you. I have to figure out how to fill out the application next, but I'm leaving that to future me. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a good night.